go ahead and go do what I.
Sure. You. Okay. What do you doesn't like to reach Kingfisher. Then you would watch live onto TV show.
Google it first.
Go onto YouTube. Yeah, YouTube on your phone.
Yeah.
So go onto your YouTube.
I think so. Is it C? Bowling.
But it feels. Can you find? It was. Then is.
This is round one.
Do not try, but it is in the
okay. Thank you.
So just go onto the just then someone will throw you
Thank you very much.
Go call Karen quickly. Okay, it's working. Good morning and welcome to the Baal.
Everyone, this is Shane's and my first attempt at doing a broadcast for you guys. Your regular commentator Kieran Dacey is playing in the preliminary masters today.
Our first game this morning, we will be Mari from Woodnam. They're still busy with tell you about the two ladies. To be fair, I think I know quite a bit about Amelia Pieterse from Banners Rest. She's been in the first side or the Kingfisher A side for quite a couple of years. It'll be interesting to see how she fares against Mari from Woodnam. First time I've seen her play.
We've got two full greens this morning. We've got the men and the ladies interchanged between each other. Generally, the Bells greens have been running really well. We played the PBA qualifiers here last weekend and the greens were good. Weather looks to be a little bit better. A few gusts of wind, but otherwise it's pretty good this morning.
Right, so while they're busy with the trial ends, it's quite a privilege to get invited to the Prelim Masters. We've got young Dylan Skuman playing against Paul from Southbury on rink number 2. We'll be following that quite closely. There's some good up-and-coming youngsters. And obviously you've got the experience from the guys from last year that finished at the bottom of the sections in the various sections in the main Masters. You'll have to come and qualify back in. A very exciting little tournament ahead of us. We'll be looking forward to that, Tim.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of interesting games. We've obviously got some older hands, like you say. On ring 4, it looks like we've got Gerard and Kieran, who's been there or thereabouts in the preliminary masters and the masters over the years. So the men's section's reasonably interesting, and same with the ladies.
Conditions a little bit better than the qualifier next to the champ, Mr. Tim Woolley here. Compared to last week, the conditions are a lot better.
Yeah, especially Saturday. Outdoor. Same for everyone.
A slight breeze picking up here. It'll get up. Accurate. A real excuse for the players this weekend.
So just to give an idea for everybody of this, we've got Ferre van Greening for section 1, Jason Knott, Grant Nevitt has withdrawn and Miller has taken his place, Jumi Mladla, Simon Shaw and Pierre Kutzer. In section 2 we've got Ashley Jacobs, but he's withdrawn, and I think I'll figure that one out quickly. We've got Hans van der Walt, the Ekman, Dylan Skuman, Harold Waldeck, and Kieran Dacey. Dieter has replaced Ashley. In the women's section in section 1, we've got Amelia Pieterse, Mari Gouws, Cassidy Martin, Julie Walker, Charmaine van der Westhuizen, E. Duvenhagen. Section 2, we have Leonie Booth, Stephanie Podmore, M. Putte, E. Herbst, R. Hemmel, and Alida Munich. Is cancelling.
Right, so it looks like we're ready to go.
Looks like Amelia has the mat on the first end. Obviously, this is quite a lot different to last week in the PBA with set play. We play first 21, and your objectives obviously are slightly different.
I know there is a time limit. I think it's 2 hours 15 minutes. All first to 21. I think they've brought that in. There have been games that have gone on for 2.5, 3 hours, and it just keeps everybody waiting. So now, I suppose, put your head down, put the mat down, and play, as opposed to looking at what a start from Amelia.
Front touch of their first delivery. Not a bad start by both ladies. Mari was just a fraction narrow with her first ball. Obviously, it will take maybe an end or two just to down. Amelia's second ball is in the ditch.
Just falling a yard. I think it might take a couple of inches for the ladies to adjust to the conditions. Slight breeze coming across from the left to the right. Mari playing the forehand might just need to take a little bit extra green stuff there. It's good. She's going to be very close to the. I'm just missing it, slightly over cooked that one.
Yeah, but that last ball of hers gives her a chance of playing the shot and sitting the shot ball now or trading the jack. So she's at least giving herself some options by being behind the head.
As we all know, in singles, everyone's drawing the jack, sometimes forgetting about what's happening behind the head. Like you say, she gets a piece of the jack there, makes two of it. Hold the ball now. Weight looks a lot better. I think she's just going to pull up short there. That's 1 to Amelia.
Yeah, hopefully they keep the standard up. 4 balls, just about all within half a meter from the get-go. sitting at 50% straight away. We'll try to keep you appraised of the scores on the other rings after a couple of ends. Basically, every ring so far has finished the first end about at the same time.
Amelia just putting some grip on her balls. I think there's quite a bit of nerves in the air this morning. The first game's always, you got a bit of butterflies. Back in before you settle in, get into a bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, this is the big one. This gives them the opportunity to earn a spot in the main Masters that is being played at the end of November and is sponsored by Henselite.
They're talking about Henselite. I think they're making a bit of a noise in the market at the moment. I think quite some time now, Aero's been the bowl of choice since Henselite didn't have much of a presence in the country with the administration problems in Australia. But it seems Henselite were down at the Mhlali Classic, which we both played in, had a wonderful stand that gave out some good prizes of shoes and bags. So it's good to see them back, and competition's good. Gives the players a variety to pick from. Obviously, certain players blame the bowls in different conditions, and now they're not going to have excuses anymore.
Yeah, they've got more choice now, so if they want to blame bowls, they can change it up and go to something else. I think we all remember from districts with Lonnie Null running down the ring, shouting Henselite Choice of Champions just to dig it at the Aero guys, just to stick a little boot in it. And
guess what? He's got
and you might have some people swapping, so it's going to be interesting.
Very exciting times ahead. I suppose it's all the spirit of the game. The ladies just try to find their weight. I think the lines are pretty good at this stage. I did find myself personally when I played you last week in the qualifiers that if you missed your line and you went slightly wide, the ball did battle to come back. I see you never had that problem in the final.
Yeah, I was generally pretty consistent in the final. Maybe stuck on the difficult hand for quite a while, and leaving the good hand open for when I needed it. Generally, on bowls greens, fairly consistent. It's just sometimes hard to find the centre line, so you tend to finish a few centimetres narrower wide of the target. But I see Mari played a banger down the middle and got a front toucher. So she's holding 2 at the moment. I think I'm going to say our swear word, bonus. Mari has a chance to draw for 3.
Very good. I think she's done it. I can't see from here, but it looks pretty close.
It's rolling down. If it stops, she's going to be right on the money.
Yep, she's in. Looks like 3.
Looks like 3 to start with. Big end.
Singles having its pros and cons, so that you start off with a front toucher with your first ball. Maybe get too complacent, the next thing you look, you 3 down. Didn't get a ball within a metre in the last end, so hopefully she'll tighten it up. But I did notice last week playing here that it did play with different speeds up and down. Has that got something to do with the wind, or what do you think that was?
I think last week, especially on the Saturday, the wind was definitely blowing across the green, which made it quite a lot faster in one direction than the other. And the one hand, obviously, with the wind going with the bias of your ball, make it run at least a metre faster. And generally, on the outdoor, once in a while, you've got to realise that sometimes the one hand is slightly different. those in our sayings. We always have a different saying here and there, and one is when you change your hand, you add a foot to make sure you're not short. Sorry, our camera lady has deserted us quickly because she has other duties, so we're just trying to figure out how to swap the camera. You can't see it, but Mari has drawn a shot within about 10 centimeters of the jack. And then Amelia has now played one down and touched her ball and gone narrow.
You're going to have to just bear with us for the first couple of events while we get used to all the technology. We take our hat off to Karen and Charmaine that have been doing this for the last couple of tournaments. This is our first time, but you don't realize how much work goes on behind the scenes, setting up the cameras, all the microphones. So well done to them for doing this over the past few months, and I suppose they're living and learning. So I know people complain at times that it's not always the best sound or picture that we're getting, but you also got to understand that, particularly like last week, the wind conditions, I'm sure the signal was quite badly affected.
Yeah, and I think obviously we look at Australia for the gold standard for their streaming because their streaming is of such good quality. But we also need to remember that they've been doing it for plenty of years now. I think when I started playing bowls 5-6 years ago, they had already been streaming for a number of years. They've got all the experience, and especially they've got professional equipment to be able to do all these things to a high standard. And it will take us just a bit of time to get there. How do you
Seems like our camera's gone blank, and while I'm apologizing, bear with us. On blank, I'll just update you. Mari was holding two very close jack level balls. Amelia's come down and trailed the jack 2 feet, and she'll be getting one. The score now 3-2 after 3 ends. Good start by Amelia.
Mari just
gives Amelia the chance to sort of capitalize here on from Maury. Maury needs to make off these slightly. Yeah, she's sliding off it.
Amelia didn't look like she liked that one when she delivered it, giving herself a bit of a whack. And you can see why, just running a bit narrow. Mari looks to be on a good road early. All on the wait now to see if we can draw another. Looks like it. That would put Mari up 5-2 after 4 ends.
Just for those Riversiders, Dylan is 4-1 down again. Gerard looks like he's
4-2 down.
4-2 down. Go and look on to what's there. Dropped another one, so he'll 7-1 down.
Romain is 4-0 up on a. And Dieter and Hans are 2-all at the moment. Looks like a measure actually for second. Let me go take a picture.
Dylan's just drawn a good shot. Hey. Back on the game next door. Well, they looks like it's 2. Sorry. Actually turned that head around quite nice. 2 down, not a ball. Been a meter. Got a bit of a slide off a narrow ball. It's number 1, and then Amelia failed with her loss, so she got another one. So 5-2 up in the game. Maury's a bit of a flyer. It's being singles. Kingfisher. Pull out the whip. Go. So she's decided to play the backhand. Looks like she's playing around the clock. One of our cameras is just on the glitch, but it's drawn it right on top. Very good weight, good line. Yeah, just coming, probably about a meter short. A decent line. Unfortunately, the old adage, shots down, you've got to be reaching the head. Easier said than done. I'll just keep chatting on while Charmaine's trying to sort the camera out. Amelia's just going to slide past, still just about a meter through. Still the one to Maury. Hopefully the wind's not going to cause too much havoc this morning. So Maury's sticking to the backhand, playing it nice and tight with it. Looks like she's playing with an A50. Hope she's not too heavy. Oh, she was very heavy. If she made contact on anything there, she was going to be doing a bit of damage.
Okay, we've got a small update on B Green. Ferro is 11-0 up on Jason. Pierre is 4-0 up on Simon. Alida is 2-4 down on her rink. And Leonie is 5-1 up on Steffi.
Wow, 11-0. Ferro is one of the guys that's actually been in the Open Masters for quite a number of years now. Of course, he didn't have good Masters last year and has unfortunately had to come and qualify. But in all fairness, he is an old hat, very experienced, and we've got Jason playing in his first prelim. So Jason has had a great season. He's made it to the final of the KBA singles. I think they possibly might have won the fours, if I'm not mistaken. That side?
No, they didn't win the fours, but I think he also got silver in the novice singles, if I'm not mistaken there. So he's had a pretty stellar singles season.
I think, difficult one first up to play against Ferro. Hopefully he can make a bit of a comeback, or even if he doesn't win this one, he can settle in and win the rest of his games. Yeah, I see loads of potential for the youngster. Like, sometimes the moment can be quite big for them. Let's hope he settles in.
Agreed, yeah. Obviously, being 11-0 down, he's dropped a couple of big numbers early. So, like you say, probably just needs to settle, get second shot, start getting himself back into the game slowly but surely.
Okay, so while we're sorting the camera issues out, Maury's gone. Amelia scored the last 10. Again, Maury was holding two good ones, and Amelia with her last ball managed to trail the white. So 5-3. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Play up. Amelia just on the white side. Her weight looks really, really good. If she settles it on the line, I think she'll be okay. Maury's decided to now, instead of playing down the clock, just stick to the ditch hand. Makes sense. I suppose she doesn't have to fight the line all the weight. She can just stick to it up and down, but she seems to be slightly under it, so let's see how it goes. Bruce Millard.
Yeah, I'm fractionally surprised they've converted to the stitch hand. Generally, what I found is playing on the same rink in the Pieterse final and even the PBA. Although I did stick to it in the PBA, the hand away from the ditch hand was generally the more consistent hand to draw on.
I've got to agree. Playing on this over the years, it just seems to be, isn't it? The hand seems to be consistent bend, more consistent on the weight, settling it, nail it, and really need to this ditch hand. But Amelia seems to be finding it, so as long as she's finding it, she's going to keep.
Maury looks. Amelia is holding two currently. Maury's weight's pretty probably ball touch the jack.
That's what we're talking about. Slightly outside that line, it doesn't reach where it's supposed to. So Maury with the last ball. Looks like she's slightly
under it.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's going to hold up. That's what we're talking about. If you're a little bit narrow, it dips away pretty quickly. And then obviously if you're a little bit wide and you see that patch about halfway down the green, if you're hitting that patch, you are probably outside the line. That's that little difficulty and the inconsistency on the pitch hand.
I'm not sure if we have to reset our camera coming down away from the board, but it just seems to be in glitch mode at the moment. So we're going to reset it, and hopefully in the next couple of minutes we'll keep chatting and tell you what's going on. So that's 3 to Amelia. Makes the score 6-5. Yes, pulled the mat up slightly, probably about 3 meters up from the 2 mark. By that sort of 3/4 length, seems to be finding her weight. Quarter length. It'll be interesting to see which hand she plays now, because she's been playing round the clock as well.
Looks like she's probably going to sit on the backhand, so she's going to continue with the ditch hand going forward. Amelia is one of the best leads in our district for the ladies' side. She's played in the Open for plenty years as a lead, so pretty sure she will stick to one hand like we've all been taught when we first started, is you go and just nail it, all the shots.
She's fallen about a meter short. Maury's just running through about a meter. Just some updates. Dylan was 7-1 down. He seems to have creeped back to 7-4, and he's holding shot.
Charmaine van der Westhuizen is 6-2 up in her rink against Elise. Then Gerard is 5-7 down against Kieran Dacey. End rink that's a little bit further for us. 8-2.
Alright, our camera's back online, so we'll be able to us as we do that. No apologies. Maury's played a little slip and slider to get the shot.
Yeah, but generally her weight was good, so she got rewarded for it.
Very close.
Looks like from here that she's probably drawn the shot now.
It's quite deceiving sitting looking at the camera and watching the TV, and then you look at it live and the angles look a little bit different. But from what you can see, it looks like Amelia is holding the one. Maury decides to play the backhand, even though that ball might be in her way. She's good weight, she's going to get inside it or turn the ball out. Just slightly heavy. Great effort.
Trying to, and she just missed it, but she's now got a good back goal for cover. Splits the 2 yellow balls at the back. We'll see if Maury tries to play her shot again, where she's just playing just over the draw, maybe looking to ride her own ball and fall in for shot. She's just assessing the head from the mat, considering her options.
She's got to be careful. Too heavy she takes her ball out, she's 2 down. Not even sure who's holding at this stage. I think she's past the umpire. Marker, should I say.
Yeah, I think she just presumes that she's shot down. Probably would have been a good question to ask, just to or walk down to the head. You know, one of the things some of the bowlers don't do enough of is walking down to the head and assessing it yourself. You're allowed to do stuff like that after your third ball.
Change to the forehand and just slightly under it, but if she falls in, she might get the shot. We'll have a look at that. Could be a good measure. I think you're quite right. I mean, you know, the experienced bowlers generally will go and have a look after their third bowl. It just seems that I don't want to say the newer bowlers, because I think Maury might have been playing for quite some time, we don't know, but they're scared to go and have a look. So my recommendation is always, it looks different from the mat as it does when you're overlooking the head. I'm sure they'll learn as time goes by.
Looks like it was 1-2 Amelia. So now scored 7-5 after 7 ends.
Just scored another shot there, 7 to Paul from South.
Yeah, he looks like he's a little bit more in the group now, getting down, delivering it easily. Pharaoh's 16-1 up in his game. Pierre is 7-1 up. Sorry, we're just trying to get all the scores. Obviously, it's a little bit difficult. We don't know all the bowlers. Some of them are a little bit newer to us than others. And then with the B green, the signboard's right on the other side of the rink, so we can't really, without binoculars, see all the names. Leonie and Steffi are 5-5.
So as the wind picks up, I see that Amelia is persisting with this difficult ditch hand. Maybe we'll send her an SMS just now to have a look at possibly changing. But her weight's good overall, so it's just to find that line. If you don't have the perfect line, you don't have the line. You're either wide or you're narrow. But I suppose as they play, they'll figure it out as they go along.
Mari's also sitting on this ditch hand. Not a million miles away. Her weight's pretty good. If she sits onto the bowl, she's going to get a good result. Looks like a measure probably in Amelia's favour at the moment. Amelia's looks like she's going to be well short of the jack. She found the line this time, but unfortunately just took off that big meter. Mari looks a lot closer now. See how much it dips toward the end. Amelia's playing just ahead. It's probably now got second shot out of it. But there's still a good half a meter for Mari to draw second shot.
He stays on the wide side. The weight's good. Just got to beat Amelia's wide bowls on the back bowls. Good weight. Pick the line. Just don't think it's going to reach. Could be, we don't know. We'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah, as you say, the camera angle makes it a bit deceiving. It looks different from sitting here from the side of the rink compared to the camera angle. My guess is it's still only one. The wind's now starting to pick up and the cloud cover's slowly getting burnt away. So conditions obviously are starting to change now toward the middle phase of the game.
But they're ready for the slightly under it, carry a couple of meters.
Yeah, like we said, don't want to harp on about it, but this pitch hand is unforgiving. You can see that they're generally not getting back to the centre line very easily. And as you know, when you struggle with your line, it hurts your weight quite often.
It's generally you on the bowling green, not sitting. I've always felt it's a lot easier to play the game. Give us your thoughts on that.
I tend to agree with you. I'd prefer to be on the green than doing this. Obviously, we never play a bad bowl sitting on the bank, but it's especially difficult watching bowls in somebody you're rooting for that you want to win, because you're obviously trying to live every bowl with them. So I'd much prefer being on the green and sorting my own stuff out.
Okay. Yep. So you've missed a whole lot of discussion there. We were chatting away, giving you all the updates, and things were going wonderfully well until the speaker stopped working. So apologies for that. It looks like it's going to be a very close measure. The umpire's been called.
Yeah, I was fractionally surprised that Amelia actually played her last ball. I think looking at it looked dangerous for her, and rather go to the measure and go one down than potentially pop it and put herself in a bit more trouble. We've got Jessica Henderson doing the umpire's duties today.
Like the wind has picked up, but I think that's affecting the sound again.
On to Amelia. Score is now 8-6.
That was a very good hit. Both ladies played some fantastic shots there.
Couple of score updates quickly. Dylan's fallen back a little bit again. Score is now 12-5. Then we've got Charmaine is 7-6 up on Elise. Elise is coming back at her. And 11-8 to Kieran. So Carrot stemmed the bleeding. And then
17-2.
Farah 17-2 on the other rink at the bottom. I gave you a little bit of wrong score between Hans and Dieter. Got it slightly wrong. Dieter is now 6-4 up. So that game looks like it might be a long one with everybody scoring ones.
Murray's delivering the ball on a very good line this time. It looks like she's going to fall about a metre short or so. Taking a good line, yeah. On her delivery, looks like she's running.
Mari looks to be fractionally narrow this time, but weight very similar to her first delivery. She's going to be holding 2 after that with a little bit pressure on Amelia now not to be so heavy with her first 2 deliveries. Got to just correct the weight and get a good result. She's coming down now and looks quite narrow on that hand. She's going to miss everything and still be 1.5 meters away, giving plenty of room to Mari to put the pressure on. Amelia's coming down now. The weight looks like it's a bit heavy. She misses everything for no result. That's it. That's the first 4 of the game. Mari will be happy with that. 4 balls all in the area. So She's starting to find the consistency of it. Obviously, weight is perfect on just about all 4 bowls. Yeah, unfortunately, there were a lot of gaps to go through. So it's not like it was a huge target to sit and get a good result, especially when your first 3 bowls are far away. Like you say, in 21 up, your best idea is to keep yourself always in the game. Rather lose 21-0 after 20 odd ends and say, hey, at least I played a good game, and go and dump big numbers and lose quickly. I think on that topic, I think your mindset is, I don't know how you feel, but in 21 up versus set play from last weekend, your mindset's a little bit different, because obviously you have a total you're aiming to, not having 2 sets and 2 bites at the cherry. So to me, I always play 21 a little bit more conservative compared to set play.
Yeah, it's a different experience for us both. It's the first time I've ever played the set. For me, I prefer the 21 ends because you got a mindset and you drop one. With a set play, 9 ends, you drop a 3 or you drop a 4. Always chasing, dropping those. The style of play changes. 20 ends are going on to the mark. You can't be as aggressive and you can have all the burn it and 2 different games totally. Something that we're going to have to figure out. Forward, get our mind around that, sort it out there.
Yeah, quite right. When you're chasing in set play, obviously you're trying to be converting more often than not, especially when you find yourself a couple shots down. You want to try get yourself back in the game early, because 9 ends goes fairly quickly. Looks like Mari has played 2 cracking shots now. It's a small gap for Amelia. She can play a good shot to split both bowls.
Got nothing.
Correct, she just matches those back bowls and she draws and counts. Looks like she's playing with quite a lot of weight again. More than likely just going to miss it on the wide side, which she does. So that's another 2. So big 6 shots and 2 ends. Puts the pressure on straight away.
Villains 6 down again.
Looks like Dylan did have a good start with his first bowl. Gives himself a bit of a chance. He's just behind the jack. His weight and maybe fails it. He gets another 2. Slowly, he needs to just slowly fight himself back in the game. At the end of the day, doesn't matter how you get to that 21. If you get a whole set of 1s, still win the game as much as you try and make numbers.
That's the beauty. 21. 21. Came back to win the game. 21. It's impossible. Got to keep plugging away. But you get yourself up. What are your feelings? Do you prefer the 21 ends? Or?
I think I take I generally enjoy both. I have obviously had a little bit more success now in play this year than I had in normal singles, but I like the 21 shots because it's just that different frame of mind. Got to keep focused, got to keep the pressure on. I think at the end of the day, consistency is key in 21 one up. So generally, the better bowler wins that. I'll be honest, I'm a bit of a fan of the Aussies 25 up. Those 4 extra shots make a big difference in the game. But obviously, time factors don't really allow for something like that. 25. They also play, strangely enough, 31 up. I just think that's a little bit too long. You'll be on the green half the day depending on who you're playing against. But I think that 4-shot swing just on the 25 up does bring out and ensures that the better bowler always wins.
Got a few fans here today. We've got Net watching bowls. Like to see that. I saw you all tired of listening to our voices. Get down to the bowl and come bowls. It'll be an exciting weekend of bowls, and once again, winner is going through to the main masters. All to play for down here.
And I think the players would appreciate your support. Obviously, they like having people watching their games, and just having a little bit of a crowd person just adds that little bit extra to your experience.
Welcome to our viewers at home.
Favoured the more bending ball rather than his ball. I think on one, I'd probably say it's It's working out. Sorry, we had a technical difficulty again. Mari played 2 cracking bowls with her first 2 and then covered and counted. So the pressure is on Amelia to just try and draw second shot. And she slides through the gap.
Struggling with the weight at this stage. Seems to have lost her weight. Okay.
Yeah, and unfortunately was just chasing a good result there, but the problem is she's dropped another 3. That is now a 10-shot swing in 4 ends. Dylan's in a bit of trouble on the rink next door. He's 19-6 down after 13 ends. So he's running out of wiggle room to keep that game.
Looks like Pharaoh's also it's all over by the shouting 25.
Yeah, a little bit of a baptism fire for young Jason.
So before the sound just sort of broke down on it, we were talking about the different type of bowls, and do we think that the straighter bowls, the A50s, compared to the Henselite Classics, the Henselite Classics, would Mari have an advantage? And clearly, by looking at the score 16-8 to Mari, that it's definitely a factor.
Yeah, I think you're actually quite right. Obviously, the margin for error, like we've discussed on the rink, is a little bit. But when you're finishing on this surface, even if it's a 20 or 30 centimeters narrow, but your weight control is there, you're more than likely looking to almost score in the end. And that leaves little margin for Amelia, especially when she's playing with a little bit of weight, to try and control and get back to the jack.
I think you said it earlier. That you start fighting, weight's going to suck. Using weight for good. So Mari's made the first schoolboy error of the day. Lost the jack, and this allows Amelia to change the length. And could this be the change that she needed? Because you know they're playing that sort of
Yes.
3/4 length is really suited Mari. So I presume Amelia's going to throw a long end.
I think she'll go to a long end as well. Got to obviously change it up tactically wise, rather than sit on what your opponent's beating you. Try and make a difference, either make it very short or very long. I think the stats always proved that the better bowlers are always going to win at the long or short ends, and then generally the medium length is what your more average bowlers play at.
Well, Amelia's made the full end. I hope it works for her. Amelia has been the length, so in time we'll have a look.
Looks like Dylan a couple of crackers now to keep himself in the game. Hopefully holding 2 or 3 opens it wide up for himself.
Playing with good weight, looks like. So Mari drawing another shot there, holding the 2. So as we just watch Amelia's bowl come down, it looks like she's slightly narrow with good weight. Not doing herself any favours on that hand. I know we keep hopping on it. Looks like Pharaoh's beaten Jason Knott.
Yeah, first result of the day, 21-5. Pharaoh was probably, if we look at the sections, probably the guy to beat. Would have been my odds-on favourite to win the section and probably the preliminary masters.
Between him and Gerardo were the favourites at this stage of the game. So obviously we had hopes for a lot of the youngsters. You know, we always support the youngsters and want them to do well. Looks like Dylan's in a little bit of trouble here. Let's see what happens. Mari's going to change her hand.
Obviously, the nice thing about this format, you're in a section of 6, so you do have 5 games.
Lose one, she can't lose another. I do predict that the winner of this section will probably lose 2 games. Particularly in section 2, it's a very open section. We've got more of a loaded section in the other side with Ferro. You should dominate in that section.
Correct. Well, you've got quite a tough section there. You've got Doomy,
Yep.
open side player, always reliable. Jason, like you said, he's up and coming. He's been playing very good bowls. I'll rate him to bounce back, take the knock on the chin, and then find a way to make it work.
Well done to Ferro. Congratulations. As the day goes by, we'll try and interview a few of the players, just get their thoughts on what the greens and the conditions are like. You know, we like to say there, you know, no excuses. It's the same for both. But out there, you know, it's one thing sitting here and watching the bowls. We don't know what's going through their minds and through their emotions. So hopefully we'll be able to get some feedback from the players a bit later on.
Yeah, we don't want to really bug them as they come off the green, but maybe once they've had a chance to relax, they can come and have a few words.
So I see there's quite a few people at home watching now. There's up to 153 viewers. Welcome to you all.
Preliminary Masters.
Big thank you to our sponsors. Coastal Cellular, Brian Rawlins. I did see him floating around here somewhere. If you guys do need any cell phone deals or data deals, or feel free to pop down to Coastal Cellular for some great deals.
Okay, well, there was another big number there, another 3 to Mari. Sorry, we were talking about other things. Score is now 19-8 after 14 ends. Now the pressure is really and truly on for Amelia. Okay, well, this is Amelia's big chance. Mari looks a bit heavy. She's going to be about 2 meters through the head. Amelia needs something close just to give herself a good start to work from.
As it comes down here, it looks like the wind has picked up and it is affecting the ball. It's a good opener for her, you know, just get it close. Always adjust that small adjustment. See Jessica Henderson walking around. She's the umpire on duty, shaking her head at some of the shots, the selection some of the players have played. It's always interesting to watch.
Oh yeah, like I say, never play a bad ball off the bank, but you never want to be dumping numbers in our game. Amelia's coming through again. Looks like she's put on quite a lot of extra weight. Yep, she's just run 1 and a bit through. Maybe looking to play her own ball up, but the problem is it leaves her possibly 2 down after this ball from Mari that's coming down.
She's just not drawing to the jack. It looks like she's facing, maybe just out of rhythm. If you have to look at it. Mari's just being that little bit more consistent with the weight control, and hence the score and hence the numbers. She's picking up 3s and 4s, and for a player of Amelia's experience, she's obviously struggling. I'm sure she'll be back for the next game. Yeah, she's still in this one.
Yeah, she's 2 down, so she needs a good bowl. And this one needs to try and get a result, but she looks wide and missing the target. So
Game at the moment.
she's got 1 more bowl to keep herself in it. Obviously, like I said, there's 4 more games after this one for them to play in the group stage. Thank you. Okay, Mari's got a chance now. If she can tuck the jack maybe a little, it puts incredible pressure on Amelia. Just from the body language, looking up Amelia, it doesn't look like she's in the zone.
A good line, yeah. I think down with hits as well. He had a good game.
That's it, and goes back to it. It's 13 shot swing and literally 5 or 6 end.
His last chance, yeah.
She's very close. She needs the jack full. Oh, she just slid away. I think that looks like maybe game, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. I think it's definitely 2, and well done to Maury. Wish her well for the rest of the tournament, and we just hope Amelia can recover from that loss and work her way back into it. We know she's better than that, and maybe just fought the green a little bit.
And then right next door, Dylan's lost his game 21-6. So that's now 3 games completed.
Now that's the trouble in this format. 21-6. It's your shot difference. You know, you're going to have to go and have 2 or 3 big wins now if you want to stay in the hunt to win the section. Well done to Paul. He's a newer bowler, if I can say that, but he's done really, really well. He's played brilliantly this morning. Good luck for the rest of the tournament to him. What's happening with Kieran and Carrot? That could be an interesting.
Carrot is now up 17-14, so he's come back nicely.
I think those are our 2 most experienced bowlers in this competition.
Especially in this section, yeah.
Yeah, Kieran's been off for a while. Hasn't been featuring in the Masters, but I think his record with through the years speaks for itself, and he's definitely got the ability. That looks like it's quite a cracker there between Carrot and Kieran on that number 4.
Yeah, Kieran's a steady hand. You always know what you get from him. Consistent. Looks like he's drawn a great ball with his first to put the pressure on to Carrot. The other rinks, we've got Charmaine well up at 15-8 at the moment. And then the tussle right on the end on A6 between Pieterse and Hans. We can't see the score from here, but I'll go and
have a look. I'd like to see that score between Julie and Cassidy as well. Cassidy's 15-11 up, so she's our young superstar from Riverside that's just really blossomed this season. She's done, I think she played in the final of the ladies pairs. The ladies singles this year. I think I don't remember who she played in the final or the semi-final, but she's done really well. She's had a good season, and like I say, she's just really blossomed as a young bowler. And then obviously you've got Julie Walker from Southbourne, who's thank you for your comments. Keep them coming. Yeah, so Julie's, I think this is her first attempt at qualifying for the Masters, but she certainly has the ability, and we wish her well for the rest of the tournament.
Correct, and Julie's always been there or thereabouts, played in the ladies Southbourne team for many years, and she's always done reasonably well in the mixed pairs with her husband.
I'm surprised to see Cleaver's not here.
Makes 2 of us. I hope all's well with him. Obviously we've got an older district. Also our thoughts go out to Maureen Muller and Wayne Muller. I hope all's okay there.
Yeah, I believe Wayne has been ill, but we wish him well. All the best, Wayne. And obviously my partner that I played many years, I played pairs with Maureen. Fantastic bowler. She's had to withdraw from the KBA the PBA qualifiers due to Wayne's not being so well. But Wayne, get well soon, mate. All the best.
On the end rink, score is 12-6 to Dieter, so Dieter's doing quite well there at the beginning.
So we've got Dylan, yeah, well done to Paul. Paul, do you want to say a few words, mate? Congratulations on your victory there. Just want to find out on the conditions. What is the green like out there? Is the wind affecting the game?
There's a bit of wind, but it's not affecting. I've got heavy balls, so it doesn't affect me too much. And the grass is nice. It's running true. If you bowl a decent ball, it's gonna roll where you want it to, as long as your weight's right.
I saw some comments on the live feed coming through congratulating you on your victory. So you obviously got quite a few supporters at home watching you. So well done, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Look.
Dylan ran away very quickly. Doesn't want to have a word after his loss. Hope he goes, sits down and has a good reset, because, you know, he's still in it.
Julie, she's just trying to establish if she's holding or not. It looks like from here that Cassidy's possibly holding 2. We'll let you know as those scores keep coming through. So Kieran now 18-17 up. Like he picked up 2 on the last end. He's made sort of just over a 3/4 end, quarter of a metre away.
Yeah, well, they're both within striking distance now. Obviously a 4-3 can get them, so not too many ends left in their game.
It's pulling up slightly short.
Charmaine's also holding 1 at the moment in her rink. She's also a striking distance, 4 away from a victory.
We've got Elise Duvenacher playing against Charmaine. He's obviously one of the newer bowlers, I would say, in the district. Charmaine's got years and years of experience with her, coming from Port Natal. Elise is right up against it, playing against the experience of Charmaine, so we'll see how that pans out. What did you mark? The wind is picking up now. Hopefully it's not going to stick around. Elise just slightly kicked up the jack. I think she's given herself a shot possibly.
Carrot drew a perler with his second delivery. Looks to be holding shot. Marker indicates that Elise is definitely holding.
So we've got Andre Malgu at home just asking us to maybe speak up a bit. So I think as the wind blows and we get these big gusts, it does affect the microphone, but feel free to drop us a message or a note if you've got any sort of advice that you can give us. Like I said, it's our first time doing this, so please bear with us.
Can I give Andre some advice? On his remote control, he's got a positive and negative volume button. If you can please try and use those too.
I was going to say, give him a tip, don't look directly into the sun.
Or we'll use your normal tip, small one on the inside.
Welcome to Andre and the family at home watching. We'll keep you updated with the scores. I'm sure we've got interested parties supporting the various clubs. Welcome to Ollie from Johannesburg. He's come down to visit his parents. I'm sure he's also watching.
Looks like down at the bottom, Pierre's 13-10 up in his game. A bit of good news for the Bell supporters.
Right, so Gerard looks like he's picked up.
Looks like a big 3 there to go 28 up.
2018 to
18
Gerard
up.
Waldeck. Very close now, like you said, they're both within touching distance. There's Cleve Walker. I've just seen him walking there to come.
Erna's 14-10 up in her game. So we're just getting relayed scores from the B green.
Looks like Cassidy's getting on top of Julie there. We'll see after this ball. Looks like she's holding these 2. He's coming down and she
Looks a
is
bit wide.
wide and heavy. So
Bruce Miller is 10-9 up.
he's playing Jimmy. That's going to be a good game there. I know Bruce Miller was a lace entry, there was a withdrawal.
Steph is up 13-12 against Leone Booth. That's another big game. Leone, another stalwart in the district sides, is a lead.
Even though there's no pictures, thank you. I see there's 169 viewers watching. We'll try and keep you updated as best we can with the scores. Unfortunately, we've only got one set of cameras on the TV rink, which is rink 1. So, sure you're all interested to see as the scores come through for your various clubs and players that are supporting. Andre Malgi says, Tim, we can hear you loud and clear.
We try to force Dylan into the commentary seat just to have a chat, but he is too shy, camera shy. You would never have thought it if you met him.
Looks like Gerard's getting into a little bit of trouble there. He's 2 down. He's played 3 bowls. Kieran's bowling his 3rd ball. If he gets this close, he's holding game. So Mr. Gerard Waldeck could possibly under a little bit of pressure with these last 2 bowls. And I think
Kieran's not a million miles away.
I think he's in, but
I don't think so. I think he looks a fraction narrow. It's hard to see from here. I think he's a fraction narrow from his last. There might be a little bit of saving grace there for Gerard, but he's got to try and get close with his last ball. A little bit somewhat surprised. Looks like they're playing the backhand coming down. Would have
fallen short and light.
That's it. Would have thought Gerard would have rather been more positive, played the forehand, sit the bowl or trail the jack. Meanwhile, he played the backhand to draw and fall a metre plus short.
What signal the mark is given if he's 1 or 2 down. Kieran's got his last ball to draw.
He's changed to the forehand, which is somewhat surprising after he just played his backhand twice.
Oh my word, with that sort of he was going to sell it. He might even have burnt it with that way.
He got a bit lucky missing the target because he was pretty close to the jack.
Now Mr. Gerard Waldeck's coming down to have a look at the head.
Well, there's no more balls to tell it.
Oh, I thought he had played his. I hadn't seen his other ball was missing. Oh, well, it's obviously coming down because he's 1 or 2 down. Oh, hope it's not game.
We'll have to wait and see what happens on the scoreboard. There's no indication from the marker or the players.
Just the one. 2019, what a game. Hey, Dylan, tell us about your game.
What went wrong?
I played against Rodney on ring 2 last week and I found it very difficult, virtually impossible. What's your excuse?
No excuses, I just couldn't find my weight, that's all. I have to go for the next one.
Yeah, so there's 5 games, 4 games to go.
Yeah, 4 games to go.
Quite important that you make sure you obviously can't afford to lose another game, but with a 21-6 deficit, you have to try and keep your opponents below 10. Concentrate, switch on, and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, gonna try it. Gonna try.
There's a few hand gestures from Dylan after being forced to sit down and have an interview. We'll keep it PG-13 for the crowd.
Okay, so we're in the business end with Gerard and Kieran now. 2019.
Okay, Kieran's played his first delivery. Doesn't give us any indication from the mat if he thinks it's a good ball or not.
Just missed it. Great start by Kieran.
Then next door, Cassidy's played a couple of bombs. Looks like she might actually be holding, but she asked the mark if she shot down.
Looks like she's definitely holding. Great to see from here.
Doing well, eh? Talking much cut.
We've got Johan here.
He marked on A1.
Marked on
He can
A1.
tell us his
Well,
experience.
I'm marking A1 all day.
We're going to watch you all day.
Yeah. I have to look at my wit broek pants all day. Short sleeve wit broek pants.
Apparently he's going to be the one constant as well on A1.
Good job, well done, Johan. Gerard Waldeck's looked like he's drawn the shot. Just slightly behind the jack, putting Kieran under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, good start from Gerard. After a little bit of a wayward end, the last end. His weight looks pretty solid again. He's drawing
played
close. Oh,
That's really, really good from Gerard. Now it looks like Kieran's going to have to play something positive. Gerard's holding game. Two balls basically right next to the jack. Kieran can see the white. He trials it through. He wins the game.
Yeah.
So there you go.
can't afford to be short. So he has to play through the head.
Oh,
He got one out.
what
But-
a try.
It was a great effort. Just only problem now is he's made the target fractionally smaller to be able to get back to the jack. If I was Gerard, I'd probably just cover the two back balls rather than be too close.
I was going to say, he's definitely got to put something behind. Don't you need the jack.
That's it. It's only a one ball target just about looking from here. So
Gets the ball, jack's got to move.
that's it.
Oh, very big boy. Touch the jack, slip behind. Possibly holding two now. Well done, Gerard.
Made the target probably a little bit bigger, so but still all in Gerard's favour.
Well, Kieran with his last ball. Looks like he's in the area. He's just missed it. So Gerard wins that game. 21-19. Well done, Gerard. Great game to watch. So we've got Charmaine and
Elise is making a slow comeback. It's now 10-17. Looks like Elise is probably holding one at the moment, but there's nothing really close to the jack.
Can you see what's happening in Hans van der Wald's game and Dieter at the back? I'm sure there's people from Sheppey that love the score.
Dieter looks to be pulling away there. He's now 16-6 up. So he's made a break for it.
So Cassidy's drawn the shot there, probably about a metre behind the jack. So I want to welcome Pharaoh to the commentary box. We just want to sort of just get you, we weren't watching, but I see you started off like a house on fire. We looked, you were 11-0 up, 17-2 up, and I think you won 21-5 in the end. So well done, Pharaoh. What are the greens and the conditions like down there?
Thank you, Shane. Yeah, it was good. The greens running well. There's no complaints. I was playing good balls and I'm happy with the balls with a good start, but let's hope I can keep it up.
So myself and Tim were just chatting earlier just to say that you are one of the favourites to win the competition. You've unfortunately had to qualify, but a man of your quality that's been around in singles for so long, we do predict that you'll be definitely at least in the final, if not winning the whole competition. So we wish you well.
Thanks, Shane.
Give it your best for the rest of the tournament. We'll be watching you.
Thank you, Shane. Much appreciated. Yeah, there's some good bowlers here. And guys that have beaten me before, so it's not a cruise to the end. Yeah, it's not a cruise to the end, but thank you, man.
All right, guys. Well
Thank
done.
you, Shane.
Want me to get him for injury? Okay.
All right, so Cassidy is definitely holding two. No, I don't know. I actually can't see.
It looks like two. Oh wait, there's a ball next to her ball. It looks like. Actually, there's not. There's not because there's only 3 balls down from Walker. So Cassidy's definitely holding 2 at the moment.
Pieterse looks
Uh,
drawn the shot. Well done, Hans van der Wald.
Hans slid a ball and got a good result. Cassidy's put in a third shot now. So pressure is on Julie with her last bowl to draw because she is game down. Needs second shot at least to keep it going.
Oh,
She might have slipped and drawn shot.
she got a slide of Cassidy's shot well and just fell out, so it's going to be very tense.
Again, it's hard for us to see from here. We about 30 odd meters away from the jack.
We've got Kieran, our commentator that does the work every week in, week out.
The voice of the KBA.
The voice of the KBA. Kieran, we're just having a chat here. Obviously, it's just want to find out about the conditions. How's it out there?
Well, to be honest, the conditions are horrendous. The green is terrible.
That's what we thought. We're getting different views from the winners and the losers. But what a good
No,
game.
it was a bloody good
It was
game.
an awesome game of bowls.
Neither of us really gave the other a chance, so gone either way. I enjoyed myself. The wind is a bit obnoxious, but it's not really doing much at the moment on the green. So, and it's running beautifully, I must say. Lowe's done a fantastic job to keep the greens like this time of year. So,
Good luck for the rest of the tournament. Well done. We'll be keeping an eye on you.
thank you very much.
Cassidy hasn't not won it just yet.
So Cassidy picked up one shot there, so she's now on 20. So no room for error anymore for Julie.
What's Julie got?
I think it was 11.
2011. Van der Walt looks like he's drawn the shot there against Peter, possibly 2.
Yeah, he's drawn a second shot now.
Seems to be finding a bit of form. 7 in that game, Peter.
Hard to see on the Elise Charmaine rink who's actually holding shot. Doesn't look like there's a ball within half a meter from here. Score currently 18-10 to Charmaine.
So for the viewers at home that have just joined us, our TV rink game has ended. Amelia Pieterse versus Maury from Woodham. Maury won that game quite comfortably in the end. Van Krienen's won his game against Jason Knott. Dylan lost his game against Paul from Southbroom. Garrett Waldeck was able just to pip Kieran Dacey at the end there, 21-19. What other results can I give you? Charmaine's 18-10 up on Elise Duvenacher from Hibbelin. Cassidy looks like she's holding game against Julie, but she's just not anymore. She's just drawn the shot. That's this beautiful game of singles. You only need one. And then Hans is trying to fight back against Dieter, and Dieter's
probably drawn the shot
as well. So nobody's giving up. So very difficult to commentate on the games that we can't really see at this stage, but we'll just keep you updated on the scores over the next couple of minutes and keep the results coming through.
I saw on BSA's website now they're doing a lot of promotion for, they've got their World Cup of Bowls, I think they call it, that's in Malaysia coming up. We've got a few people that we know on the side, old Wayne Roberts being one, and Jason Evans in the men's. And then you've got, I think, Annika Skippers and Bridget on the other side for the ladies. I believe they're going away and playing singles and pairs.
I see there was the Commonwealth Games squad that came out this week.
Correct, that's where you saw the names. What was it, the Gold Squad? The gold squad was announced. Obviously, a lot of familiar faces. I think the Commonwealth Games, I don't really know, but as far as I know, they did cut down the format. So it's not as many games. It's a much more condensed bowls calendar. I think they only play pairs and singles.
But yes, rumours that they were going to cut the format down.
Yeah, Commonwealth Games, they've cut a lot down because obviously they're struggling for host cities and things like that. So the facilities and all that start to become a problem.
It's not over yet between Elise and Charmaine. Charmaine seems to have lost her weight a little bit, and Elise is finding it, 18-13, and she's played her first ball.
Yeah, 20 centimeters behind the jack.
Yeah.
So she started off well. I think that's where our game, we know that first ball pressure matters a lot.
First ball's everything. Nail the first ball, put your opposition under pressure, and off you go. Never over till it's over in singles, as you know. Interestingly enough, in Julie and Cassidy's game, they've both lost the jack. And Julie's decided to, well, as the jack goes on the 2-meter mark, to pull the mat right up. It'll be interesting to see who favours it with Julie's long step, big delivery, if she's going to be able to wait for the shorter end. So there she goes. Looks like she's still away nicely.
Charmaine with her second ball played a perler, got shot out of it, just sat Elise's shot ball. Julie with her first left it wide open for Cassidy, fell about 2 meters short, giving Cassidy a good chance to put the pressure on early.
I think a bit, probably about a meter behind, but that should be the shot for Cassidy.
Oh, that's good.
He's trying, just gonna slip past. So Charmaine definitely holding there. He draws another one that'll put on 20, but it's going to be very difficult. I don't think she's going to try too hard. She touches the jack, she can probably possibly drop 3. But she's, like predicted, just dropped it halfway up the green and decided to take the one. And Cassidy's drawn the shot. Cassidy holding
game. Cassidy's holding game just in front of the jack. It's going to be very difficult. Julie doesn't have a ball behind the head, so even if she makes contact with the front ball, Cassidy has the back ball a meter behind.
So just an update on the scores down there. We've got, I think it's Pierre playing Simon from Scotland. Pierre's 18-13 up. Pierre, the Bell champion, singles champion, as well as the handicap champion, having a really good season this year. He was the one that knocked Terence McGee.
Every now and then it stops. Okay. Bruce is 16-13 up.
Bruce is 16-13 up. Like I was saying, he was a late arrival or a late entry. There was a withdrawal. Steffi Pod